Welcome back. This is the second part of the how to fill the claim form to get the status of refugee or protected person in New Zealand. We're ahead in the next page. On this part, remember all the interviews are gonna be conducted in English. Of course, if you don't know English, you can have an interpreter or a translator for you. This is another important question, and I'm gonna explain a trick behind of this question. Do you suffer from any ongoing health problems, physical or mental? In this case, you need to review rights. Why? Because in the Convention Against Torture and other criminal, inhuman or degrading treatment, more common named as CAT, there is a special assessment of this, and I'm gonna explain you in the book. So let's go to the book now. On the chapter 8 on the protected person status, there is interesting questions and says, can lack of health provision ever amount to cruel and inhuman treatment? So basically what the author trying to explain is, yes, there is like exception for that. So in the case that, for example, you healthcare, or for example, you are sick and the country that are your citizenship cannot provide that healthcare for heal your sickness or for save your life, you can be as protected a person. For example, here I found this, I highlight this. In terms of New Zealand position that cruel treatment requires some form of quality treatment, it could be said that deliberate failure of a country to provide health care, where such a failure can be linked to clear corrupt practice, will amount to qualified treatment and trump the statute bar. Going back to the form, you have any kind of health or critical sickness, is very important that you put there, because the officer or the decision maker, in this case the judge, they must do a comparison between the healthcare of New Zealand and the healthcare of your own country. Okay, so going ahead on the contact details, I highlight this, the email. This is very important because with your email they're going to check all the social medias that you have. So yes, they're gonna check your social medias, they're gonna check your Facebook, Instagram, whatever, to see what kind of person are you. This is illegal, but they do it, so be careful. Okay, let's go to continue here. Wise again, parents, partners, sisters, you have sisters, your family, this is very important. Okay, so let's go for this part. Provide the following details about your children and adopted stepchild. There is something that is height, and New Zealand, the in the frame law of the human right of New Zealand, there is a convention on right of the child. So if you have any child, there is like a special article for the child. So I recommend you go and type on Google and read your rights, the right of the child in the convention of right of the child. Okay, let's go continue here. Okay, in the section of military service, D4, have you undertaken military service in any country? I highlight this question because it's very important. In the case you've been a soldier and you commit any crimes against humanity, this is gonna be affect the decision of your claim. Why? Because this is the only exception forgets the status of refugee or protected person. Because if you torture or you commit any crimes like kill many people, massacre, so on, so on. This is gonna be the only exception on the Convention of Refugee. Okay, so let's go to continue. Okay, so this police record, I read, for example, you have bad records or you commit any crimes in other countries. This there is also gonna affect, and it's gonna be depends of the decision maker or the judge, because of course nobody wants any bad person in your country. Let's go to continue. Of course, this is questions about your background. Alright, I highlight this previous residency. This is very important because you in your statement must be according to the chronological of the place and events. So for example, if you write your case or your story has different dates or different events, and you write here in the, for example, in the previous residency and our dates and address and status of country, and doesn't match with your writing statements, it's gonna be very bad in your credibility. So be careful with this, that everything, all this information is gonna be matched in your writing statement. Okay, as well as immigration history. Remember, the key of this is the time and the events has to be in as a logical order. It's gonna be easier for you when you're gonna explain it. Also, yes, you're gonna be deported or removed or refused to any country, and also you have been prevented to boarding in any international flights. It's gonna be a matter of investigation. In the case that you have been prevented to board in any flight, they're gonna will research about the reason of the denial. They have this power to find out and to investigate you why you have been excluded. So you have to be very honest in this case. If not, no worries about that as well. This question is about this topic. Okay, let's go to continue. The section F, travel documents and travel to New Zealand. And for example, I highlight this F2. Have you ever obtained a genuine or false passport or other travel document for the authorities of your home country or anybody else? Yes, I put a note here, say like, okay, some asylum seekers get a false passport to able to fly to this country. This country, I mean New Zealand. Why some of them they are persecuted by the government, so they need a false passport for avoid the identification in the airport when they're gonna do the check-in. So for example, if you have another passport with another numbers on it, they're gonna search the entries and the exit of each country. So it is the background of your travelings, so have in mind this. Alright, yeah, this is easy questions, yes or no. They don't have any science of this. Let's go to continue. Of course, you have any genuine or false documents, because of course they're gonna need to know your real identity. This is the reason of these questions. Remember, of each question has a meaning. You can figure out as well why they want. Okay, question is 11. Did you depart your home country legally? Okay, as I told you before, some refugee depart other countries illegally due to the persecution of the government. This is kind of question that trying to find out how you come to New Zealand. Also, this is another question: is somebody help you to escape your country? For example, this one is 40. Is the exact route of your journey to New Zealand, starting with the date of departure from your home country and ending with your arrival in New Zealand. They're gonna ask you this. You escape from one country and you're going to different countries. They're going to ask in detail what was the route that you took, and the chronological of the events and time must to be accurate in your interview and your right statement. So remember, the key of this is the dates and events. For example, here is the method of transport, location and countries. Location, events and dates. This is the key for the logic of the interview. Have in mind this because it's very important. I'm gonna explain you in another video in detail. Okay, so this one is very important as well. F21. Do you have any relative in New Zealand? For example, if one of your family could get the status of refugee, there is like something important of refugee quota family reunification category. That is gonna be the key of this reunification of family. They must complete, they need to complete the quota. It's not necessary all the years complete the quota, but basically what this means is like a maintain of principle of the family unit through resettlement. Yes, so for example, your father can get the refugee status and you're a son and you want to stay with your family. So with this principle, you can get easy the status as a refugee or protected person. It depends of them, but most of the time there is only one person who get the refugee because they get the benefit, and the family can get the family of that person who got the status. Alright, so my recommendation is type refugee quota family reunification category and trying to read and educate more about this. Alright, okay, section G, previous refugee protect claims in the case that you want to apply again to asylum seeker in New Zealand. You can apply as many times as you want. Read, for example, a case of Iranian guy who applied like 6 times, and this is, you can do this because the situation can change in your country, and also the process for the asylum seeker is very long. So during that time many things can change in your home country that you fear come back. Also, yes, of course, you claim refugee or protection status in another countries, they're gonna research why they have declined, and they're gonna get the files and the decisions as well. Yep, dates as well, blah blah blah. Okay, have you recognized as a refugee by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees? In the case you have it in another country, you can ask resettlement to another country for complete the quota. For example, there is a case of people who get, for example, refugees in Ecuador. and of course New Zealand can provide the whole benefits about housing, healthcare, education, and Ecuador cannot provide all of that. So they can ask going to another country and be a resettlement there. Of course, you have it provided. Oh, this is very, very, very important. I'm gonna highlight. Are you in contact with family members or others in your home country? Be careful with this. Remember that the immigrations or the refugee status branch or the tribunal have the power for review your chats or your comments or your chattings with your relative families, because of course you're gonna trust more your families or friends and you're gonna tell what is the real event. So be careful what you say on Skype, on social media or emails. Be careful with this. Okay, this is also very important because this is one of the arguments, negative arguments that I read a lot from the decision makers. Have you returned to your home country since arriving in New Zealand? If you're afraid for your own country, home country, and you claim for asylum seeker to get as a protected person or refugee, and during that time before you went back and visit your family or friends, there is gonna be something logical there. You saying that you're afraid, but you went back and you return and claim that. Of course, this is gonna be the worst and the bad or negative argument they're gonna be in your decision. So it's better that you never did that, because it's gonna be very bad in your claim. Okay, that's all. Let's finish. Okay, yeah, no, it's not all. So section I is the most important thing. And remember, there is only 3 conventions here. Conventions relate as status of refugee, cat and civil. Remember, there is only 1 article. Have a read section 130, just 1 article, but there is many. My recommendation is you go and type and read all the articles. And of course there is more conventions than New Zealand are under the human rights. So my advice before to create your story or your statement is read all your articles, because there is something that is gonna be true and you can be a truly person when you make a statement, because they don't like the liars. Remember that the officers and the decision makers and many people that are in the field, they are training to detect the people who lied there. So read your articles, then there is something that is gonna be in your life that is gonna fit in the article and you can't demonstrate it. This is my best advice, that even any lawyer or any immigration advice or even in any book you're gonna find this. So it's up to you that you can be a credible person there, because the system is gonna be based on the integrity and honesty, according to the author of this the book of immigration and refugee law, and according to all the people. So okay, this is the typical question: what do you fear will happen to return to your home country? I'm gonna explain these questions in another video. Why? Because I'm going to give you as well how the lawyers can help you in this. I'm gonna give you for free. Okay, what do you feel in your home country? Blah, blah, this is important questions. I'm gonna pass this. Also an overview of this. The evidence is also the key point. All this. Okay, so the signature. Remember that everything you're gonna put there, and you put the signature, is gonna be under the oath with you, and you have interpreter. You have to put it here. Immigration. Well, this is something extra. Okay, declaration if any persons help you for claim this form. No importance. You can trust on you that you can fill it by yourself. And that's all. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you can fill it by yourself. It's very easy, and please watch my another videos. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna like it, and you're gonna get more information about it that most of the lawyers and people who work in the field, of course, they don't disclose or don't tell this because this is their jobs. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.